Okay, for now we'll start our lesson. What was the lesson name? Infectious disease. Is Noor with me?
Disease.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Noor, welcome. I'm so sorry. Yesterday you were there and I thought you were not here with me. Anyways, I think your mic is okay today?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday when I was talking about infectious diseases, let us just revise quickly here. When I compare non-infectious and infectious diseases, how can I say that? I will say that non-infectious disease, they cannot spread from person to person. But when you compare infectious disease, they passes between people. What is the cause of non-infectious and infectious? Infectious, they are caused by bacteria, because when I say infection, when I say infectious, that means the bacteria or any pathogen that grow inside, like bacteria, fungi, parasites, viruses. Non-infectious diseases are caused by either genetic or environmental factors, like very cold will lead to allergy. Maybe there is some dust particles that will lead to allergy. So that is not an infectious disease. That is non-infectious disease. Now,
Okay.
this is something like I made a summary. I made summary what I taught you yesterday. A very short thing. Recognize that some bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites can cause infectious diseases and identify some diseases caused by them. Now we will see some name of the diseases which is caused by viruses, fungi, parasites. Each pathogen causes a specific disease. Like example, there is one kind of bacteria that will lead to tonsillitis. There is one kind of bacteria that will lead for, your stomach crumbling around or stomach cramps. Or there is one kind of parasite or fungi which will cause skin infection. So different, each pathogen, it has its own specific disease. Infectious bacteria spread easily. Different bacteria can cause tuberculosis. Girls, tuberculosis is a disease with lungs. Sinus infection. Did you ever go to the doctor and the doctor say you have sinus? Maybe your
No.
always around your nose it is red in color and almost running nose and you have headache.
No.
Yes, so that is sinus. Few people, they have that. Strep throat, food poisoning. So all these are caused by different bacteria. Viral diseases are like HIV, flus, colds, corona. All these are virus diseases. Infectious fungi can cause skin infection. Sometimes you see there is something round with red in color. I cannot say inflammation. I can just say that you will just see here this way. You will see here this way. And then around on your, and then you have small dots on that. It is almost like a circle. It is caused on the skin. It is on the skin like that, the red dots. Okay, and it is itchy. It's not. It is disturbing you. It's disturbing. This is like fungal infection on your skin. Now, parasites can also cause diseases. Okay. Describe 4 main modes of transmission of infectious diseases. Person to person. Who will say me this? From person to person, what are the route that the disease can go from one person to another?
Kind of diseases?
I'm asking you modes of transmission. What is meaning of mode of transmission? What is the route? Through the air, right? It can go, like example, nowadays we are actually, these lesson immunity and infectious diseases, it's all what we are going through during the pandemic, during this lockdown. What is the mode? What are they saying? Avoid going outside. It can't go through air because when somebody speaks without a mask, you know, the particles, they move very fast from your mouth. It goes, yani, it comes out very fast, the small particles which someone cannot see. Though you are standing, maybe you're not standing that far, but just like one hand distance. But yes, particles, they can come and cause corona to you, cause infection to you. So by touching, through sexual contact, through air, and next, animal to person. How do you get animal to person? Like insects come and bite, or you're playing with them, or you have touched their, you know, I mean, you are the one who are taking care of the pets, or you're changing their, you're cleaning their, what do you call, as the infected material, anything, contaminated food, water, or objects can spread diseases too. Okay, so let me come back to your book there. Till which page did we do yesterday, girls? I think we finished with this, or no?
Yeah. No, we didn't start.
We didn't.
Didn't start.
I just told that it's virus, bacteria, and fungi, and parasites. That virus and bacteria I have explained you. Name some diseases caused by bacteria. Tuberculosis, the bacteria goes into the lung and grow there. Sinus infection, strep throat, and diarrheal illness. You know what is the meaning of diarrhea?
No.
No.
Loose motions, like when you're loose motions when you go to, yani, when you passes your stool a lot. You have stomach pain and you need to go and pass your stool every maybe 2 times.
Oh, okay.
More than that, like, that is called as diarrhea, diarrheal illness.
Oh, I heard it's something else, but I know it's diarrhea.
No, diarrhea is that. Sinus is something with your nose and with the cold. Strep throat, you know that you have itchy throat. But diarrhea is loose motions. Okay, your stool, what do you say? Your excretory system excretes out thing in which with a lot of fluid. Now, question number 9. Okay. Question 11. Why are most fungi beneficial? Who will tell me which fungus are we eating?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yes. Most of them, they are, you know, they are helpful, like even they use in shampoos and algae. They break down dead plants and animals into material that the organism use. But some fungi are pathogens. The most common fungal diseases are skin infection. As I told you, right? It will become like a ringworm. Sometimes it is not seen so clearly. You cannot see it so clearly. But yes, it is somewhat around. And then they say mostly in the athlete's foot, because athletes, they sweat a lot. And when you sweat a lot, and that area can cause fungal infection. You know, underarms, these are the places where or you know, between the 2 fingers, those area where the sweat goes and stay. Those are the where it's like more chances of getting fungal infection. These fungal skin infections can be passed on through contact with an infected person or contact with items such as socks, shoes. We never share shoes, actually. Socks, we never share socks. And shower surfaces where the fungus can grow.
So I share shoes.
Yes? Yes, Dishan?
I share shoes.
Share shoes, really?
Yeah, with my mom.
Maybe because you both have same size of shoes,
Maybe.
same size of your feet.
No, I'm 39 and my mom is 38.
Okay, nearby. Anyways. Now come back to parasites. Parasite is an organism that live on and feed on another organism called a host. Like example, girls. They say that malaria is caused by parasites, malaria. Now in malaria, what happens is the female mosquito comes and bites you. Who's the host here? We are the host here. We did not invite it, but it comes to us and it bites us. We are the host. The one it is feeding on, that is a host. Parasites usually harm the host. What do parasites do? They usually
Harm.
harm the, one minute. They usually harm the hosts.
Miss, are you going to write?
No, I'm not going to write, but I just wanted to spotlight here because I'm getting lost here. Some of the most common parasites in humans are certain types of single cell organisms called as protists. This protist we have studied last year when we were studying kingdom, those Animalia, Plantae, like that. We have a class which is called as protist. For example, the protists that cause malaria infect as many as 500 million people each year. Imagine malaria, we get very, very high fever in that. Another disease called giardiasis occur when people consume water or food contaminated with, there's a protist called as giardia. In American accent or in British, there's someone called as giardia, someone called as giardia. So giardia, it's a name of the protist that enters into water and food, and that gets contaminated, and we indirectly get infected with that. Worms can also be parasites. The roundworm. Girls, you don't need to learn all these names, Giardia lambalia and Ascaris, because you're still small for this. Maybe later on, if you choose science as a subject, you will learn all the names. But for now, no. For now, what you have to know, what is a parasite? Just if you want, highlight it. A parasite is an organism, because now you have your, a parasite is an organism that lives on and feeds on another organism called as host. This is enough for you to know. This is all explanation. So what is Giardia lamblia? It's a protist parasite that can cause stomach cramps, nausea, and diarrhea. Even if you're taking some medicine, maybe for 10 to 20 days, that person will be infected. Whenever he eats something, he immediately have to run to the washroom. It's not important he's throwing up, it can lead to diarrhea also. Alternate ways. Sometimes both come together. So the roundworm, Ascaris lumbricoides, is the most common cause of parasitic worm infection. It's spread in contaminated food, such as unwashed fruits and vegetables. When we don't wash fruits and vegetables before cooking or before, some of them we don't cook, like cucumber, like some vegetables, carrot. So that time it can get contaminated. What is a parasite? It's an organism that lives on and feeds on another organism. Clear?
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I'm not even asking you much questions. An organism that gets its food from a host organism. Because parasite, where does it get the food from? From us. If we are the host, they're taking our blood maybe, or whatever they feel like. An organism that gets its food from host organism and usually harms the host. It takes something good from us and actually harms us indirectly. Very bad. Okay. Now, how can infectious disease be transmitted? From water and food, person to person. See, that's why we say no shaking of hands. Animal to people, and contaminated object. Like if the virus was here, then I go and put my hand there. the virus can come to me. It will come through the skin, or it will enter to the nose or to the mouth, and then inside it will grow. It will take time to grow. That's why they say 14 days quarantine. Okay, here. So one by one, can you read it? Water and food? Because these are very simple. Or
Sorry.
wait. Instead of reading, let me just finish up by explaining. If water treatment system fails, the water could be contaminated. You know, the water which is coming from tap, there are people in poor countries, they drink the tap water. They just take the tap water, they boil it and they drink it. But they don't filter it, like how we are drinking filtered water and mineral water. So it can cause illness, okay? Now, like chicken, bacteria, chicken, maybe they were infected before we were eating them. And then now we are eating them. Cattle and chickens often carry salmonella bacteria. Raw beef, chicken, and eggs should be handled carefully during preparation. Girls, like during preparation, your mom take care that it must not be kept outside for a longer time. Whenever you go to a supermarket, she immediately comes and say, come on, put it in the freezer. Don't let it be outside, even for 1 hour. Why? Because she's scared that maybe it gets infected with one of these salmonella bacteria, and that may cause later on stomach pain or something like that. That's why. Why should raw meat be kept separate from other food? Why? Because raw meat can carry bacteria that may contaminate another food or other food. Okay?
Okay.
There is no interaction in today's class. I'm so sorry, but I feel that I just want to explain and finish it up today. Person to person. But are you able to understand?
Yes.
Person to person. Many diseases that affect the respiratory system. What is respiratory system? Who will say me?
I know.
Yes?
It's your I don't know how to
Respire.
say it.
The way you breathe and take it out. So which
Yes.
girls, respiratory system includes lungs. Okay? The main organ which is in respiratory system is lungs. Okay? They are lungs. Clear? They're passed from one person to another through the air by sneeze or cough. The common cold, the flu, and the tuberculosis are usually spread this way. Pathogen can also be passed when an infected person touches another person. When the infected person is shaking hand, touches another person in any way, it can be passed. Especially AIDS, hepatitis C. Okay, and these AIDS and hepatitis C is mostly common during the sexual contact. That's your.
Miss,
Hmm?
can I go to the bathroom?
Sure. Anyways, I'm about to finish at 12:30 because I will come back at 12:45 for your math class. So better you be fresh for the math class. So we need to interact. Okay, you can leave here. Animals to people. Quite a few human diseases are transmitted to human by animals. What is one of them? I told malaria, right? Parasite. With malaria, when they are bitten by a mosquito infected with the malaria parasite. In similar way, certain species of ticks and transmit diseases such as Rocky Mountain spotted fever. This is a very unusual, you all don't know about it. Rocky Mountain spotted fever and Lyme disease. These all are transmitted by some of the, what you call as bacteria, or some of the, not bacteria, parasites, like mosquitoes or something. Animals infected with rabies, you know, when usually accidentally rat, it bites you, they say it can cause rabies. You have to immediately go within 24 hours to the doctor to take injections, because it can cause rabies virus that can pass the disease into the another animal or people through the bite, either the bite that cuts the skin. Okay? So this is what we learned today, that this is how it is passed through water and food, person to person, animal to people, contaminated objects. So tomorrow we are going to do this one, and inshallah by tomorrow I'm going to finish this lesson. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, kids. See you at 12:45.